Hey!
What up, baby? What up?
What is up, motherfuckers? It's probably just like for the auto fucking demonetized thing on YouTube to just hit like right away in the first few seconds.
Oops.
I think somebody censored.
Yeah.
Somebody fucking said that they had it's this girl that my wife likes to watch, Naomi something. I fucking forgot. She's funny. But her most famous video got demonetized because she said "fuck" right at the beginning, and it's like her most famous. She's like, "What the fuck, man? Like, I need all this money and shit." Nah, I don't care for the money right now. So
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have.
We're doing it for something nice.
We don't have a lot of like viewers right now. Maybe one day.
Maybe one day. You'll
But-
go back to what it used to be.
But I guess this is gonna be another fucking section of the Night Trap podcast. I don't know what to call it though. I was thinking about the internet trap or the net trap. Which who the fuck calls it the net anymore? I don't think.
Do you remember the first Matrix?
Was it the net or what did they
No,
call it?
if you had a duster
forgot.
back in 1999,
Uh-huh.
then you can call it the internet. But anybody else after that, no.
I was like, I don't know, cause remember that movie The Net with Sandra Bullock or
Oh, yeah.
whatever?
What?
We're like, everybody's fucking like watching you and all this
What?
shit.
And then that fool lived in like a weird cage, right? He lived in a weird. Who was it?
I barely remember that movie, dude. I remember like the fucking big ass computers and that shit, and the people.
A little floppy. Everybody had a floppy disk, and it's like, oh, this is gonna save the world.
That
homie.
and hackers. Hackers was.
Trust your techno love. Shout out hackers.
It's kind of like becoming true though, like with those things. Maybe it took longer than they thought it would, because I think that at that point it was gonna be like, in the year 2000 everything's fucked. But when was the net? It was like in 1990.
The net had to be 96 or 97 or 98 because
And hackers, was it even before?
I think hackers was like 95, 6 or 7.
It was when Angelina Jolie was like fucking skinny and
It was back when everybody called electronic music techno. So
everything was techno.
Yeah, it's like, that. What are you going to a rave? No, I'm going to a techno.
Now it's like, it's this electro dubstep house mix bass.
Whatever it is.
They fucking have all these subgenres for it.
Remix, big band,
Trap,
soul.
fucking. It's like, what?
It's a Billie Holiday remix.
Yeah,
fool.
they're always like, have you heard like fucking 1950s? And what? I was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Before getting into anything else, shout out to the engineer at, I believe it's either Panasonic, that made the first techno vocoder machine or whatever in the 1960s. And it was a lady, and she was playing all this crazy techno stuff. And if you want to watch it, I'll put the link up. This man will put the link up later, the creep himself.
But I'll even put the fucking footage right now. Like, as we're talking, I can
1960s techno. I mean, I'll send it to you guys. Shout out. This is Sucio right here, aka Cerberus, aka the Dots.
Well, since we're gonna be talking about all these internet things, I think this show is gonna be the most clip heavy out of all our shows. Because in the other shows I put bullshit. Like if we say something funny or if we...
I mean, the other shows are very serious and we take them to full esteem.
When I fucking say like a joke from a movie, sometimes I'll put the clip of what I just said. Just so that people don't think that I'm like fucking stealing fucking jokes and shit. I'll be like, well, whatever. I'll put the fucking...
Shout out Mel Brooks.
Mel Brooks? He's still alive, dude? Damn, dude.
Yeah. All the real homies are still alive.
I don't want to curse somebody, but you know when like they say that when you start talking about him.
Everybody's been talking about Betty White dying, and she's gonna
man.
outlive all of us.
She's been talking about that shit since like 1997. Everybody's always like, she's gonna go first.
Estelle Getty, aka Mom.
Dude,
It was younger than Betty White by like 4 or 5 years, and she passed away. She was the first one to pass away.
She's gonna fucking bury us, huh?
Oh, absolutely.
God damn, dude. Nah, she's a fucking treasure, dude. I can't believe she's made it this
Shout
long.
out Betty White.
I don't know what she does.
She has a lot of animal charities. That's all she does is animal
No,
charities.
but I mean, like, I don't know what she does to, like,
well, she
stay alive.
She sacrifices those animals.
Oh, shit. It's like, that's what the fucking charities are for.
That's
She
what
feels
it is.
so bad about fucking killing all those animals for her youth. Damn, dude. Well,
it's like Midsummer all over again.
everybody always fucking asks me, like, would you do Betty White? And I'm always like, yes, just because of the story.
Of course.
I don't like. It's like it's not a matter of if she's hot or not. It's a matter of like.
It's a matter of respect, because not only do you respect your elders, you respect a number one supreme lady like that. I gotta give her two.
We gotta get like, it'd be cool to have coffee and like talk all this shit. With,
Shout out Perrier
with like
sponsorship.
with,
we gotta cover it because we're gonna start saying bad words.
I don't fucking. I'll tag it. I don't give a shit. No, we just cover alcohol for some reason. I guess we can't, like, if kids are watching, we can't show that we're drinking.
Well, in that video you sent me, like, I could see that they were holding it back, and my recent experience with certain casts have been like, either if you're gonna talk, because I had like a cast about like the Billboard top 5, and it was literally me and the other homies being like, dang, like what are we listening to on the Billboard, like top 100, you know, like we couldn't even get through the top 10, but we put that episode out like whatever last year or whatever, and it was just like boom, immediate. It was an immediate like cease and desist. You have to cut this part out of your show. Like,
dude, look, YouTube has sent me copyright claims. They have sent me, you know, basically right now when they copyright claim something, they're just demonetizing your video and taking the money and giving it to whoever.
Okay.
So like right now, dude, I don't give a shit. Yeah, of course I can't put a fucking movie, like a complete movie, and just get away with it. Yeah, they'll ask me to remove that shit. Or clips. Dude, at this point, like, if you start getting big too, you can't even fucking sing.
Is that right?
A piece of music.
Wow.
Because supposedly right now, dude, record companies have people looking through the internet just trying to fucking copyright claim videos. Just because you fucking sang something. There's this guy I watch, his name is JonTron. He's huge. And he did a parody song because he bought this $2,000 gnome, like huge fucking long fucking gnome, dude. And at the end of the video, he, instead of "I'm Not Alone," the R. Kelly song, I think, he fucking did "I'm Not a Gnome."
Yeah,
and he did, but he fucking redid the song from the ground up, and they still fucking
one line.
Not a gnome, you're 8.5 feet tall. It's quite big for a gnome. They're usually about this small, but you are not a gnome.
They got him on one line?
No, like on the song, but it was all rewritten.
Damn.
Nothing was even, and he's saying "I'm not a gnome," and R. Kelly's getting his money. But
what happened to Weird Al? Weird Al's made a career out of that.
But I think Weird Al...
My Bologna?
I don't know what the fuck. I don't know how... I mean, maybe it's YouTube just giving preference to, you know,
I think
stars.
I think Weird Al has a lot of... Maybe not pull, but he'll ask. And be like, yo, I'm going to do...
Just give him the rights for the...
And it's like... And maybe this is one of those weird things that I heard a long time ago. Back when MTV had videos. But... if Weird Al makes a parody of your song, you made it. That's when you knew that you had broken into the business. It wasn't money. It wasn't whatever fame and fortune. And
except for Coolio, dude.
He got pissed off. This is a serious song, dog. It's a serious song about gangbanging.
Yeah, have you heard all the other songs, all the other Coolio songs?
Yeah.
Totally not serious.
Dude, Fantastic Voyage is legit an entire ripoff of Fantastic Ride by the fucking Odells or whatever.
But what a fucking hypocrite, dude. I mean, I get it. Another treasure.
Put the clip. Wait, if you're gonna do this clip, put the clip of Coolio shining his what's his Emmy, his Oscar.
Oh.
because he won the Oscar for that song, and he's like,
Oh yeah, but
he's like, yeah, fuck.
It was
Julio.
in Dangerous Minds, no, or some shit.
Yeah.
The Michelle
But he's
Pfeiffer.
straight up saying like, nah, fuck Weird Al Yankovic, and he's like polishing the
Dude, Weird Al
the
Yankovic
Oscar.
has made more money from that song, I think, than fucking Coolio has. Where the fuck is Coolio? Wasn't he like picking up welfare checks and
Damn.
shit? Dude, I mean, I'm sorry.
Old dirty bastard used to pick up welfare checks.
You can't.
Straight up, like,
Was he the one that took the kids? Like, he like got off his.
why would you
Bentley
not
to
want
pick the
in
fucking
a
welfare
limousine?
shit? Yeah.
He showed up in the limo to get his welfare stamp.
I'm on welfare right now, for real. But she put that card in there, we got food stamps. And yo, I'm glad to get the food stamps.
Welfare stamps. Back when we had books.
What a fucking idiot. Like, I don't know how you have the balls to do that shit. Just basically telling, like, the fucking American people, like, yeah, I'm fucking using your tax money for myself.
Because those my kids, dog.
That's fucked up stuff. Like, I have a kid, and I'm not fucking picking up welfare checks.
I don't got no kids. Shout out, no kids.
I think that because I want to show people that we're fucking interesting, dude. Because people that just think, like, I
People
mean, I
think
don't
we ride horses still. People still think we ride
or
motherfucking
donkeys.
horses.
Getting even more racist.
Hey, you know what? Just because my girlfriend looks like that does not mean you can talk about her like
Dude,
that.
I'll fucking ride a donkey all day long, dude.
If we had a rocket, I'd be all over the moon with that bitch.
But that shit's probably fucking expensive to have and to keep, you know, like around
Oh, yeah.
here. So, fuck it. But people think that we here in El Paso, we're just like these fucking people that are like eating tacos and menudo and shit.
Hey, well, okay.
We do.
We are.
We do. Yes, we do. We're Mexican. We do. But that's not all we do. We're not just fucking like hanging here drinking beers on the porch like when Quentin Tarantino showed El Paso, it was like this one building in the middle of a fucking
dusty,
desert, dude.
Shitty.
And I'm like, that's not fucking El Paso.
And I remember everybody in the theater going, woo! And then they saw what it was. Like, wait, what?
I was like, that's not even
where
cruises.
the fuck is that?
And Las Cruces
That's
is,
not even Chaparral.
That's
That's not even
Chaparral is full of fucking mobile homes and big fucking lots.
Giant fields of beautiful, like, alfalfa.
I think that Quentin got the El Paso thing because of the whole history of, like, you know, the Western and all that shit. But I think Robert Rodriguez, maybe he'll give it a little bit more credit than fucking Quentin. But
Why, in Machete or what?
I think when he talks, they talk more like let's say if they say like Cheech, whatever character, they'll say that he came from El Paso,
Okay.
which is, you know, kind of true. You know, he is, you know, like I do consider him like one of us almost. He's really supportive to the El Paso people and shit. But I think that he knows more about the Mexican and American or Mexican American culture than Quentin does.
Well, Chicano is more, you know, I worked on some of the murals under the Spaghetti Bowl. And a lot of those came from Chicano Park in LA because, you know, they had this history of this, you know,
It's just the whole
giant
Mexican
murals,
American
40 feet tall in the aqueducts, beautiful. If you don't see it, check it out. But we did them over here, and some of the artists, some of the authors, some of the painters, a lot of the people, including Cheech Marin, came to talk to us when we were like 15 and tell us like, yo, this is a long history. Chicanoismo is something different. Being a Chicano is way different than being Mexican, way different than being Latino. You know, you're essentially a border person, which is going to be completely different whether you go to Hong Kong, whether you go to Bangladesh, whether you go to, you know, Cairo, like all these places in the world that live on a border right next to another nation creates its own culture. And, you know, our culture, our Chicano culture is way different than the Chicano culture in LA, but you see that mindset that we have where it's like, I mean, how many little kids, I know little kids in the Northeast that speak English, Spanish, and Korean because of all the Korean homies that we have in the Northeast. You know, it's like our culture is so different, and, you know, it's great that you want to do this. You want to show people off, like, it's cool. Like, yeah, we are different. We are not Mexican. We are not, you know, we are not riding around on buggies and stuff. Like, Like for sure, dude. Like I know for a fact.
I was like, I would if I could have a buggy at least.
if I could.
I barely ride my bike, dude, and I only not do it because it's fucking hot as hell. Because dude, I couldn't. If it was like Quentin Tarantino shows, dude, that shit.
Everybody
we'd
would
all
be dead. Yeah, they're done.
Because it's fucking hot as hell. Even with the air on and shit, you still don't feel it.
I can't put the air conditioner on in my house because my grandma has fibromyalgia. So it makes her shit flare up. And I'm sitting in my house like, oh my God, help me, please.
It
and
fucking
it's one
sucks.
of those shits where it's like, fuck, dude.
You just try spraying the water bottle at the fucking fan. Oh, get that mist.
I had a wall unit, like a wall unit, right? I broke the wall unit in like less than a year because it was just like nonstop all day. I think I had it on in December.
I thought that shit didn't happen where you're like fucking like in is it in Happy Gilmore, dude, where he's like fucking hitting it because it doesn't work and just falls through the fucking window.
Help me, mister, help me.
Mister, it's the Mister lady.
Got the little twisty knobs. That ain't doing it. Alright.
Mister! Get this off of me! Mister!
Hang on, I'll be right there.
But yeah, dude. I mean, it's just I think El Paso's great. I mean, I think that everybody should fucking be proud of their own city.
Mm-hmm.
But it just happens that we're from here, and that I don't know. I think that I'm one of those people that are like really into Juarez culture and into El Paso culture and the mixing of both because. To be true, my first language was Spanish, and I learned to speak English just by watching the fucking Ninja Turtles and all this shit on TV. Just because since we're in the border, we get the fucking channels, the American channel. So I learned all this talking English just by TV. When I came over here, they did put me in ESL because I didn't know how to write it. I knew how to speak it, but I didn't.
I had to teach myself how to read Spanish. Because my grandmother didn't graduate the first grade or whatever.
And there's
so she
more
didn't
fucking
know.
words in Spanish than there is in English.
And I remember having to teach myself how to read. I was like 10. And you're learning how to read English, but then you're trying to learn how to read something else at the same time. It's just like the cabrón,
It's just too much.
Válgame Dios.
But anyways, so I guess with that said, let's fucking... I don't know. I don't know if you have stories right now. I know we have one main video that we can talk about.
Yeah.
But
well, what's your cut time? You want to do a 30? You want to do? We didn't even.
It's probably like 45 minutes.
Right now we're getting back into the groove, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. This is the first episode, so
we're reformatting.
Bear with us.
Yeah.
But I mean, anything that we don't need, everything that we're like rambling on or whatever.
The last time I was here, I had like 10 Funkos. You know how many Funkos I have right now?
Probably like 300.
I have like I have a little bit under 200.
Well, you see all those red containers?
That's all Funko? Are you fucking serious?
I had to put them away. I only put out the horror ones, and then I found out that a few that I have are fake.
What? How? What? Which ones?
Because they don't have like fucking the number on the bottom. It has a little sticker with the number.
Sticker.
It's that one, the fucking Jason right there.
Yeah.
The San Diego Comic-Con Jason, whatever. That shit's fake,
dude.
And the Nosferatu, dude, is fake.
Oh, that's terrible.
Which I was like, you know what? I don't give a shit. I want him for show.
Yeah, Nosferatu.
But I was like, fuck, man. I wanted to like sell. At one point I wanted to sell him, and I didn't learn like until later. And I was doing research, and I was like, holy shit! And then I was like, fuck, this is fake. I was like, oh man, that fucking sucks. But the ones that I have, the more valuable, they're still in my room, and they're not fake. So, and Michael Graves signed my Misfits.
They're Misfits, man.
He fucking signed it and he did it fucking on point, dude. It's fucking bad.
I think that's I got my stuff signed by Sting and JDF. Shout out Jason David Frank, the Green Ranger, aka White Ranger, and
for Epcon, did he came?
Yeah, when he came this last year, or like a few months ago, and they both told me the same thing. They're like, man, you guys really like to get your Funko signed. And it's like they both said that they get more Funkos than traditional toys, action figures, whatever. And
well, it's because I think it's the most mainstream way to get shit because I like the Mego stuff, like all those, but they're more expensive. And then as soon as they run out, they fucking shoot up like crazy. Because I have the 8-bit Jason, the amigo.
Yeah.
That shit's $100 now, dude.
Damn.
And I can't find it anywhere anymore. I mean, I have it. It's I don't even know if it's here, but it's somewhere. But I had to put a lot of shit away too, just because I have like too much shit. So I had to stop buying. Right now, the new Funko that's gonna come out is the Papa from Ghost. It's coming out for Hot Topic only.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Hey, you want me? I'll get you that because I actually have to stand in line for my girl for that one.
oh, give me that shit, dude.
And I'll get it for you.
Because I was gonna pre-order it, but it was like $30.
Nah, man, you get ripped off on
I don't
those.
want to fucking pay $30 and then like taking chances if it's fake or. You know?
I'm probably gonna buy one. I'm not a Ghost fan,
Oh, I love Ghost.
but I'm gonna probably buy one just because I know
Dude, and you gotta love the aesthetic of it.
somebody's gonna be like, "Yo, I didn't get it." Like, oh, here, you know, it's gonna. That's how I am with Funkos now.
And
where
you
it's
gotta
like-
love the aesthetic of the band at least. If you don't like the music,
Yeah.
I think that at least the way they look, their show, is fucking cool, dude. I went to the first show at Tricky Falls.
The 2,000 people show.
I didn't fucking think that I was gonna like him that much,
No.
but my wife was like, "You should really go. I think you would like it." And I was like, maybe. And I heard like a couple of songs, and I was like, "Yeah, they're alright," you know. And I had heard that Dave Grohl played like a couple shows with him and shit with a mask. Like they don't even know what he played. They don't know if he played the drums or guitar or
Okay.
whatever.
Oh,
So-
I didn't know that.
So I went with my cousin. We fucking got resale tickets fucking like for $60 or something. And then people outside there were like $20.
Fuck.
Shit, dude. But we go in, dude. I fucking see the show. I was blown away. I was blown away by like people fucking singing their songs and shit. And I was like, holy shit. And then my wife told me like they're coming to the Plaza Theater. It was gonna be at the Plaza. They didn't let them because they thought like all these metal kids are gonna fuck up the Plaza. So they fucking moved it to the Abraham Chavez, which is it bigger? That might be the
No,
about
the Abraham
same, no?
Chavez is such an outdated venue.
It's fucking old as shit.
I haven't been able to fit in those chairs.
That
I went-
shit looks like 70s style still.
I went to go see Madam Butterfly.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Okay,
I
yeah.
must have been like 17 or something. And I mean, I wasn't
I went through
a
that
big
fucking
dude
shit.
then. And I was like, yo, what the fuck? Like, I can't fucking sit here. And I'm like, my friend's mom, my homie.
So
like,
how do you do it? Do you put like a booster seat to like
I think I need the lady in the back of the head, like, boom, boom, with my knee. And like, I'm
Oh,
sorry,
yeah.
I'm sorry. I felt really bad. I was at the top, the last row. And everybody started like, boo. Like, they started booing the captain, right?
Yeah.
Were you there for that one? That's an
I went to that shit like for high school, dude, or
Yeah,
some shit. I remember I was with my girlfriend at the time, dude, and we were like, all right.
I used to be in Revolucion, which is like a folklorico review,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And one of our shows was at the Abraham Chavez, and you go to the back and you're like, what the fuck is this? Like, I'm gonna fucking fall through the ground. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Well, it was kind of weird watching like Ghost there.
Yeah.
Because you're like, well, you stand up. I kind of like the whole like, well, you can sit if you're tired, you know. Fuck it, I'm gonna
Yeah.
sit. But they played for fucking. That's what I like. They played for 3 hours. 3 hours, dude.
Was that right?
No, it was because since it was at the Abraham Chavez,
Yeah.
they fucking kind of booked it like a fucking Broadway show.
Okay.
So it had an intermission.
Yeah.
And then like the next part, and it didn't have any openers, anything else. So
Well, they're super theatrical. And you were saying that you liked the show, and at this point in my life, I've probably either worked or seen about 1,000 shows, if not
yeah,
more.
I mean, you had told me last time.
And,
You were like, yeah, like, well, I've heard them like from outside and shit, you know.
And it's one of those things where it's like the music is way different when you get to a show. Like, a lot of people talk shit about certain metal bands or certain whatever, you know, hip hop things or whatever, and maybe
and it
it's,
sounds different once you're
and when you go and experience a show, which is why I tell people, like, you can't just be at home
listening to the record.
You have to go and experience a show. One of my big life experiences, or at least things that I decided when I was a long time ago, was to go out and see people live. And the one thing I really regret is I bought tickets, planned to go, and he died like 2 days before I was supposed to see him in Austin. It was James Brown. I didn't get to see James Brown, which is considered one of the greatest performers of all time.
Yeah.
He was 80 something and he's still doing you know, Jimmy Leg, Boogaloo, you know,
Still fucking dancing and shit.
breaking down at 80. So it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, go out,
Just
whatever
fucking
your
watch
favorite
it.
band is, go see them. I want to see Sade. I wish Sade would come to the States, but she only tours in France. I can't think of too many people that I want to see live. Like, who do you want to see live?
I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think of somebody that I haven't seen, because I was like, I pretty much seen like all of my favorite bands. I mean, maybe from fucking like I would like to see like fucking Paul McCartney or like some, you know, like, I mean, I know that they're like, but like it's so expensive now, dude, that it's just hard. Like, I mean, I wish I could have seen the Beatles, of course, but you know, George Harrison did when he died. I was fucking devastated. I was like, man, like that fucking sucks. Chuck Berry, dude, when he died.
Oh, he's a dirty bird though.
And fucking he's a
He's a dirty bird.
But I didn't mean Chuck Berry, just Chuck Berry. It was what's his name? BB King, dude.
BB King.
BB King.
I worked at the Opry when BB King had like his monthly reviews at in Tennessee, Nashville, and it was one of those things where it's like you don't realize you're standing next to a legend, and he's super nice to me, super sweet. He's like, oh, this man right here, oh, you're back, and blah blah blah. Like every single time, he would come and like shake your hand for no reason. Like it's, you know, I never spoke to him, and I learned this discretion when it came to artists. Me being on the road, being security, doing all these professional things, and there are certain people, and BB King was a champ. You know, that's one of the tops for sure. Like, I'm sorry you didn't get to see him, because that is a real. That's a real. Performer,
my dad got to go see him, and he saw like Bob Dylan, which Bob Dylan is not great, but I mean.
Which time?
He's still Bob Dylan.
Over here at the Don Haskins?
He's gone twice already. There was this one show where he like, I think it was that last time, where he just like
rambled on.
Yeah,
he did all the country
and
stuff.
He just like played the fucking piano or some shit. Like he didn't have a band or something.
No. I wish I would have seen that one. I saw the one when
my dad was like enjoying it, but he could see that people were just like, what the fuck is he doing? But I mean, whatever.
Pull out the guitar.
I guess you know who I would want to see. I want to see Iron Maiden, dude.
That's a great show too.
Iron Maiden, I've never gone, and I know they've come to El Paso. Yeah. I know there's even, they still sell like that 1987 or some shit, the fucking plaque that like of the tour, and it has El Paso on it. So I'm like, fuck, man, I wish I could go see Iron Maiden, because I don't even know how long they're gonna last either, dude. I don't know if they do drugs and shit. I'd probably say they have.
Oh, what's the name of the lead singer?
Bruce Dickinson.
Bruce Dickinson. Isn't he like a knight, a pilot?
He's fucking everything. That dude makes beer and
he's
like
a modern day Bruce Wayne. So.
I have the beers. I have them somewhere in there. The 666 and the other one is the Trooper. Those beers are good, man.
People really like those, but there was one I tasted, and I think it's because I don't really like the wheat beers. God, that one was fucking bad.
It's probably the 666. The Trooper tastes like almost like just like a light beer.
Yeah, that's the one that I was like, okay, this is cool. But the other one,
yeah, the 666 is the fucking.
My ears started itching,
and now I want to buy the fucking whiskey from Slim Knot, because they do it in Iowa.
Have you tried the Johnny Cash whiskey?
No, dude. I mean, there's all these whiskeys right now. I'm since I told you like that, my doctor's like, it's okay. I was like, I'm getting all into whiskeys. But I usually fucking get like Jack Daniels, you know. What's the other one? There's another one. The one with the green label, dude. Fuck, I forgot.
Bullet?
Is it?
I'm a Bullet drinker. I love whiskey a lot. Single malts, you know, double aged.
Plus, I like that one. I want to try the Slim Knot one. It's called the 9. And I want to try it just because he said that they do it from a local distillery in Iowa. So they're trying to like give money to Iowa, which I was like, it's fucking cool, because Iowa is like, you know, like it's like.
You know which one was the real whiskey that impressed me, and I thought I was like, it's a whiskey because it has a name on it. Yeah. The Frank Sinatra Reserve.
No, pues, is that the one that they have that you could buy the fucking like the big box?
You could buy the whole barrel.
I was like, because I saw that. I think I saw that one.
That one was really smooth
it had, like, the
and
signature
fantastic.
and all.
It was great. And I'm not a brand name guy. Shout out Perrier. But the Frank Sinatra whiskey was something else.
I mean, I gotta try some of these whiskey. I'm gonna start you know, asking my guests to bring me.
Hey, you know what?
Like at least those little the fucking tasters. Like,
Oh, you mean the airport chuggers?
yeah, dude. Just bring me a little one. When I was a kid, dude. Maybe this is where the whole thing started.
Oh no.
When I was a kid, my dad has always had like a fucking like a library, like a fucking, you know, a place where his books, his
Okay.
records,
Okay.
kind of like his man
A
cave.
study.
Yeah, kind of like this,
Yeah.
but it's all records and
But
books.
but a grown up did.
Yeah, like no electronics, like fucking all this shit. Like more of like records, cassettes, VHS, and then shitload of books, shitload of Playboys. I mean,
The articles in Playboys are very well written. A lot of great stories.
yeah, but I'm not gonna be a fucking hypocrite and
Plus boobies.
I'm gonna fucking see the boobies. Drew fucking Barrymore, dude. She's fucking hot.
Drew Barrymore was in Playboy?
Hells yeah, dude. I'm gonna show you some pictures
All right,
later
all right,
on. And she was young too, man.
Alright.
But well, he has like this fucking study or whatever, and he had all those little
The little
bottles,
bottle?
but like they were all the way on top of the fucking shelf, and they were all like Jack Daniels, like they were all these whiskeys, Jim Beam, like a shitload of whiskeys, Mexican ones, all of them, but like they were little, and he had them there. I don't know where he got them from, probably from hotels or some shit. I don't know, dude. But when we were kids, I guess he wanted us to hang out with him while he was like reading or whatever. So there was like, I don't know if you remember those horses with the fucking springs
Yeah.
that you fucking like just go.
A rocket, yeah.
Yeah. So me and my
One would slip off and you fucking like go fly.
me and my brother used to hang out there, and my brother was like playing on the ground, and I was at the fucking horse,
Yeah.
like just rocking and shit. And we would put records because he had records for us.
Yeah.
So he had like the Beatles, but like we had like, which is I'm embarrassed, but like fucking Michael Jackson, just because he's a fucking perv too.
Hey, we can't take anything away from Thriller.
I can't.
Shout out Rod Templeton, who was in Heat Wave.
I can't. You know what? And I was a kid, like
Quincy Jones.
We didn't know
we still
any
love
of this
you,
shit.
Quincy Jones.
But well, we were listening to all these records, whatever. We even had like Disney records and all this shit. But we'd
Los
be
Tres Amigos, and it's like
yeah,
the
we
three birds.
we had that shit, dude.
Why? Everybody had that one, and nobody has it now.
Dude,
It got lost.
we have them.
It got lost.
We have them
We
somewhere.
keep that one. That's
We-
the one people look
We
for.
have Chabelo, dude. My wife,
Tintan
she
and
fucking hates Chabelo, dude. Cause she's like, this is an old guy dressed like a kid.
people call me Chabelo because I look like Chabelo.
Oh, dude.
But
Talking about the Funkos, I got those Chespirito ones.
I wanted those, man.
I have both of them,
Yeah.
dude. I'm like, wow.
Those are cool, dude.
I just wanted because he's like my favorite superhero, dude. Fucking. Like,
My thing with
Chapolin.
Funkos is that in the beginning, some of those original ones, like maybe not that one or that one, but some of the original ones were so plain with no detail. They didn't really have a gusto, and because they got those big soulless eyes.
Yeah, now they're like
Now
all detailed.
the
and
sculpts
shit,
are
dude.
amazing, and that's why. I mean, I recently got like the 10-inch Broly,
That's why I don't like the Simpsons ones because they
the
look,
newest, the
they-
old Simpsons.
they look fucking weird, man.
Yeah, they don't look good, but the new ones they made, Moses like Grandpa, whatever. Those are really cool.
I like the Bartman and Radioactive.
I got a Homer, Fat Homer, and the
Oh,
Moo
we
Moo.
wanted that one. My wife wants that shit, dude, but
Yeah.
we couldn't find it. I can fucking order it online. Probably more expensive.
I think it's only like 17.
Yeah, I don't think
PPG
it's,
right now.
it's because it's a hot topic. Exclusive.
Yeah.
But anyways, let me finish.
Whiskey.
But I was like rocking my chair. My brother's on the fucking ground, and we would grab the little bottles and like drink a zip, and then he would like, and I'd be like, ugh, it's fucking disgusting, and then put it back, and then like, next one, and then I was rocking and shit, and just doing that shit. To the point, dude, where I would like be fucking hanging on the fucking,
No.
like fucking asleep.
Todo rostreado.
So I was like, I never.
Your
fu-
dad's like kicking you.
I never. Yeah, it's like, dude, they're fucking tired. Nah, when I'm pedos.
Damn.
We were fucking. I always tell that story. I'm like, because I always try to think. Because people ask me like, when was the first time you got like drunk? So I'm always like, wow, when I was 18, you know, whatever. And I was like, it was probably then. I was a little kid taking zips of whiskey and shit. But that shit was fucking.
When I was little, I used to hate booze because I grew up in a family of alcoholics, and they weren't abusive, If anything, I tell people my mom sober was mean as a motherfucker. I mean, any little thing, boom, slap in the mouth, like, you know, the smoothest, bam, back slap. But when my mom was drunk, she was the nicest, kindest, sweetest person. So it was a very strange dichotomy. And
have a drink, mom.
yeah. Like, here you go. Here's your quart. Here's your tall boy.
I made you a cocktail.
I stole it from 7-Eleven just so you could act right. But yeah, I mean, I remember.
¡Cállese, güey! And then just grab it.
I love you.
Yeah.
¿Quieres de comer?
One time, dude, I came back home. I mean, like, my mom's not gonna hear this, but came back home. And my mom was fucking crying on the door, dude, like on the floor, dude, on the door, like grabbed like this, like going, ah! Yeah. And I was like, what the fuck? I thought my brother had died or some shit, dude. I was like, what happened? And she's like, hey, she wouldn't talk. And
Se
I was
tomaron
like,
todas las
but I'm
botellitas.
like, what the fuck is wrong? Mom, because she's crying and shit. And she's like, oh. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I was like, where's my aunt? Because she was there with her. And I'm like, what the fuck? And she's like, I'm fucking drunk. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I got all pissed. Get the fuck out of here. I just went into my room. I was like,
you close the door?
Yeah, like fucking dude.
You sweep her outside.
I was like, I thought my brother had died or some shit, something serious. I was like, man, god damn it, dude. They had just drank like this vodka. But she said that it doesn't hit you, I guess, until like you get up and shit. But I was like, god
vodka
damn.
is the vodka I don't fuck with.
It's a fucking
I don't fuck
killer,
I
dude.
literally I will drink with anybody else.
I was like, you want me to bring it?
Bring it up. Let me smell it.
I have that. No, I have that Crystal Skull.
The
what
is it called?
The Dan Aykroyd
so
Crystal Head. The Dan Aykroyd fucking vodka, the one that's a fucking dude. He brought it. One of my friends brought it on my birthday. I just kept it there, dude, because I was like, fuck. But it looks like water. Vodka looks like water. But my fucking daughter, dude, like it was cologne, and she opened one of the little ones, and she's like, this cologne is nasty. I was like, it's not cologne.
Sí, mija, sí es.
No. You know, do guys still do that shit? Some guys do that shit, no?
Well, you know, the thing about most alcohols is that obviously alcohol was important because it was a sanitation. You know, like you got a cut or an infection and you were taking a swig and you were pouring it on your fucking cuts. I'll tell you that.
So like in did you ever see that movie Tucker and Dale versus Evil?
I've seen a big chunk of it. I haven't seen it all.
Well,
they die at the end.
I don't know if it's
Who
no,
dies?
they don't.
Somebody dies.
Tucker and Dale, but all the teenagers.
Yeah.
They're the one. It's the one where they think that they're the killers, but they're not. They're like this nice rednecks.
Scooby doing.
They're just trying to like tell these kids that they're in danger and they keep killing themselves. But Alan Tudyk, which he's from El Paso, dude. He was born here. He pours beer on everything. It's just it reminds me of that shit. It's like, oh, he has a cut, like just pour beer in it. Just everything. Pour some beer. Oh, I feel bad. Like just pour some beer.
That's why alcohol has been and will continue to be very important for the evolution of human nature. If it wasn't for alcohol, people would have never crossed the sea and this. Well, I guess maybe fuck alcohol because they fucked all the Americas up. So you know what? I rescind my statement. Fuck alcohol.
And that's the bottom line because Stone Cold said so. So we can put that shit. I just want to put that clip.
Yeah, we just want to put that clip right there.
And that's the bottom line. Cause Stone Cold said so.
316.
Anyway, 316. Nobody even fucking knows what the fuck that shit like they'll pull it up.
20 years ago, bro.
But it was just a fucking speech that he
Dude,
had.
I remember watching that SummerSlam where he beat the shit out of Jake the Snake. Yeah. Jake the Snake was the first, or I think it was his last opponent in the King of the Ring tournament, and Jake the Snake was already out. Like they were already saying like Jake the Snake was already getting, and he was pushing Steve Austin over.
He was trying to put him over.
And they did that masterfully. To me, that's one of my favorite wrestling
Was that the one where he said the 360 thing? That was the King of the Ring, no?
It was King of the Ring, and he's on the mic saying, "Get that piece of crap out of the ring."
Yeah, that's where.
And it's Jake the Snake, but he was hurt,
because Jake the Snake used to use those biblical things, so that what he said, like whatever he said this shit, I was like, well, Austin 316. Hey, what's up, guys? There was a clip of Stone Cold Steve Austin's whole speech about the 316 thing, but WWE fucked me over. So, yeah. Says.
Well, Jake the Snake had some of the best promos.
Well,
Some of the.
I don't know if you saw the hot ones. I don't know if you see hot ones, but the hot ones with Austin, with Stone Cold. But he said that he liked.
Is that the new show?
Yeah, the one where they eat hot wings and just. It's
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Well, Austin, Stone Cold, he says that Jake the Snake, his ritual before going on the ring,
Yeah.
he was just fucking smoking a cigarette, dude.
Yeah.
Like, he wouldn't even warm up, like, at all. He didn't work out anything.
Nothing.
He would just be like fucking smoking, and then they would tell him like, "Hey, you're up," and he would just like grab his fucking snake and get out like that, dude, like nothing, dude. And he was like, all these like other kids are fucking like warming up and getting all nervous. This fucker is just fucking.
Did you see him
Let's
when
go.
he came to the? What was it? The.
I was like, I haven't been anywhere, dude.
Well, it's right here. What is that called? The comic, whatever. The comic
The
strip.
comic strip.
Like he came and he did a show, and it was just. I mean, it wasn't a comedy show. It was him talking, but
Just
you know, it was funny.
telling
But he would be
stories and
talking
shit.
about all those stories about.
No, I like wrestling stories. There's like a lot of fucked up shit, and there's a lot of like funny shit.
Have you been watching the Vice Dark Side of the Ring?
No, I like to save like sometimes like a lot of those, like so I can watch them, like I can binge.
I think that's like a season now, and the next season for the Dark Side of the Ring is gonna have the Chris Benoit
Oh, that shit's
CTE
fucking-
controversy, because I mean that's the big thing, is that Chris Benoit is one of the first,
Well, he was one of the best fucking wrestlers at that time too.
but he's also one of the first that's a confirmed case of CTE, the
No.
traumatic brain injury, and how
because of the
it was the same shit as
was it because of the concussions and like steroids and shit?
that man was jumping 40 feet and landing right on his face.
But that's what was happening with Daniel Bryan. I don't know if you saw. That's why he retired the first time.
Is that right?
Well, 'cause he was doing headbutts. He used to do that fucking like where he just jumps with his fucking head,
Yeah.
and it was fucking up his neck and his spine.
Well, I think they were talking about, and this is the PBS documentary that went into the thing, and I want to see the Vice thing with Chris Benoit, but they were talking about the 70s Steelers team, right? Like, you know, rugged, hardcore, old school, breakneck, like real mushmouth shit, right?
Yeah.
Head to head, gross. This is back when the helmets were like little baby helmets, right? So you had no protection, and every single member of that team went from being a loving, caring husband, son, member
being
of the
fucking
community,
violent
into a
and shit.
violent, crazy maniac. And it was, everybody's like, nobody knows how, and their brains were like
Yeah,
a
but
dry
it's all those
sponge.
Fucking
And that Chris Benoit's brain
was like that.
was that when they took it out, it almost fell apart in people's hands. So it's one of those things where it's like, you can't believe people were living like
No, that's why they're saying that like they need to give healthcare to the fucking wrestler, because it's a shitty fucking. Vince McMahon is a shitty fucking
that. Oh, he doesn't give a fuck.
person, dude. He just
But-
he just wants money.
But that's why people stay in business. You know, people stay in
No,
business
and if they
because
love
they're
the fucking
cold-blooded.
craft and shit, that's why I think that AEW is doing it better right now.
I really want AEW to go over. I really want a lot of
Well,
talent to be able to
more than that.
express themselves.
Now that AEW is like that, I would like for WWE to fucking change because of them. To be like, oh shit, everybody's going over there. Maybe we should do the same thing.
But
that they're
isn't
doing.
that what happened with WCW?
Well, they just bought them off fucking. But right now, AEW has like
But what was the joke that
the best fucking
Vince
wrestler.
Russo was sent over to WCW to ruin WC? Like that's the conspiracy theory everybody has, is like,
Plus, and they were all doing like copies of them. Remember? They had like somebody that was like the Undertaker. They had like they were trying to do copies of each other.
Billberg.
Yeah. Goldberg was Stone Cold Steve Austin, wasn't it?
No, it was Gilbert though.
But I mean, they were both trying to outdo each other by fucking like almost parodying each other.
Do you remember when Goldust went to WCW and they had him flying to the ring like a boogeyman? And it's just like, he goes in the ring, he's like, these motherfuckers made me dress up like this. And it's like, my father is Dusty Rhodes. Shout out Dusty Rhodes. He
Dude.
rode Four Horsemen, Too Sweet Baby. Like
Did you see?
Dusty Rhodes is to me in my eyes one of the legends too.
I don't know
for
if you
sure.
saw the first AEW.
I kinda like this one.
The pay-per-view that they did. It was that
All
Vegas.
for Nothing or whatever.
Yeah.
All
That
in.
fucking match of Cody and Goldust.
That's a classic match.
That shit. I was like, fuck, man.
That must be the match that those two guys have been doing in their house since they were little kids.
I was like, fuck. And I like that Cody Rhodes came out to destroy the throne like it was Triple H's throne. Like, fuck this shit.
I mean,
Yeah,
everybody
yeah.
gets so stepped on in WWF that you can't even have real talent.
I know everybody hates CM Punk right now and shit, but I kind of want him to go back to either WWE or AEW. I just want to see him wrestle, man. 'Cause
I don't know. I feel like that guy already had his. I mean, it's like Edge coming back or whatever.
He did, but I mean, I think I would enjoy like watching a few more because I didn't get to see that much of him. I came in when he went out.
And he was already going.
Because I watched wrestling like my whole life, but then I stopped for a while, and then when my wife was like, "Well, you like wrestling? Why don't you watch it?" Because I guess I was kind of embarrassed like with her, and she's like, "Okay." So then I started watching it again, and it was right when.
See, that's sweet, y'all. You see, you gotta get people that support the things you like and don't fucking try to hold you back. So
No, dude, here in this household, dude, when there's a
Everything.
pay-per-view, we have a fucking like
Is that right?
projector.
well,
and,
you better invite me, homie.
I would, dude.
You
Like,
better invite me.
especially for WrestleMania or SummerSlam, those are the biggest.
I wanted to see SummerSlam recently.
I
and, like,
didn't watch it. This
Nobody wanted to. I was gonna go to Ojos Locos and watch it. Like that's how. Like I was gonna watch it because what the Fiend came back and all this other stuff. I guess it was cool. I like where all the wrestlings are going. We're bringing stuff from Japan, stuff from Mexico. You got the European strong style. You got a bunch of stuff that's getting mixed up. I like it. I want to see all that stuff.
I like what's his name? Ricochet, which is Prince Puma.
Ricochet.
He's the nephew or the son of Conan,
Yeah.
but he's fucking bad.
That's
I
another
wish-
guy that's been paying dues for the longest time. And this is where we're at now. I know I stopped watching wrestling after WCW fell and it became the Invasion, and there was like the only thing you could watch was WWE crap, right?
It's because I don't like that people say too that the best era was like the Attitude Era. Like I get it, yeah, a lot of fucking great, but I don't know if it's like the greatest.
Maybe I in my opinion, I lived through 2 or 3 of the greatest eras of wrestling, and the first one really is the golden age of wrestling, which is Hulk Hogan,
Macho Man,
Ultimate Andre
Warrior,
the Giant,
dude.
Ultimate Warrior, Jake the Snake. You know, you have this like
the fucking $1 million
10-year period
man.
from 84 to 94.
Yeah,
That
I
was
remember that shit.
amazing. Like, you know, the little kid stuff, older stuff.
Those are mine.
It was jokes, it was stupid, it was funny, it was, you know, snakes biting people.
Roddy Piper, dude.
Everything.
Fuck,
And then
he's fucking badass.
there was a boring part. There's a boring part
yeah,
in
there was
wrestling.
like a transition, I guess, from that to.
And then it was the Attitude Era, aka NWO Invasion, which is the next great era. And I feel like right now where we're at, we're about to hit the next great era.
Yeah, because
of
we have
wrestling.
competition again.
Yeah.
Like it's becoming again into like, holy shit, we have to do a great job so that these don't outdo us, and you know. So I fucking like, I'm excited for it too.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of hate sometimes like all the politics that they start getting into, and I'm like, fuck, man, just fucking wrestle. like why can't you just like, you know, choose like a fucking company, either if it's AEW or WWE, whatever, and then
What
like,
does it always come down to? It comes down to money.
yeah, but it's because
Never-
that's the thing. They should all be kind of like, if they're free agents, they should be free agents,
Yeah.
not like free agents like WWE says they are. And they can't go to another. So they're exclusive free agents. It's like, that's not a free agent.
Well, I think that started with the whole Razor Ramon Diesel thing, right? Where like they didn't let them take Razor Ramon or Diesel to the WCW, so they just became Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, and they just did the same
The
exact.
same fucking shit.
All they just did was call themselves Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, and not call themselves Razor Ramon.
Colin Nash.
But it's like we all need gimmicks, I guess. You know, like, I mean, you got a mask on right now. I fucking paint my hair like fucking different colors. Like, we are the mask we wear. Is the way I like.
I like to
So-
compare, to fucking compare everything to wrestling, just because I think that's what makes wrestling successful. Like you said, gimmicks.
Yeah.
That's why Ghost is huge. That's why Slipknot is huge. Because they have fucking gimmicks. Because it's entertainment. Yeah, I get some guy just playing the guitar, having good songs, being cool. But when you go to a show, sometimes you want to watch a show aside from just listening to like the music. So sometimes when you go and like they have all this fucking and they have masks and they do changes and they do, you're like, holy shit, like.
But you know the gimmick doesn't have to be a mask or whatever. Like,
no, it doesn't.
I've been to shows, local shows.
I'm just trying to say I guess the most obvious gimmick is.
You know what
a
the
mask.
shittiest gimmick that I see when it comes to music is a singer-songwriter who pretends to be sensitive and goes on stage. Sorry if I hit the mic. Goes on stage and starts crying. Every other song crying.
So like Chris Brown or something.
No, Cigarettes After Sex. You know Cigarettes After
No.
Sex? That's a band from El Paso. Well, that's people from El Paso that made it big, right? Like they're big in like France or whatever.
Okay.
But you see them, and I know them from years. Shout out Inextruents, which is like a band that they came from super crazy, old school prog math rock like weirdos, right? But it was fantastic, like Orange Tulip Conspiracy or Mr. Bungle. If you like Mr. Bungle,
Yeah.
check out Inextruents. So those dudes from El Paso, everybody went off and did their own thing. One of the dudes went off to do Cigarettes After Sex, and you know, like you see the main guy, the main singer, who I know personally. We don't give a fuck about each other, but we don't hate each other. We know each other, right? Like we talk about Battle of the Planets. Like, you know, I know his nerdy shit. He knows my nerdy shit.
Yeah.
But he goes on stage, and every other song, he ends and he's like fake crying. And I'm like, yo, that's your fucking gimmick? Is fake sympathy or fake emotion? Like, that shit pisses me off. You want to dress up like a clown? You want to fucking be a hip-hop dude that fucking whatever? I get it. But you're going to go on stage and
fake
pretend
emotion.
to cry? Like, nah, dude. You know, I got to cut the line at some point. You know, at some point, it's bullshit.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I get that. Like, I mean, me as a musician too, sometimes it's like, yeah, we gotta do this song that we like played a billion times, but it's the hit.
It's the classic.
So it's like you gotta do it, and you gotta put on this face where you're like enjoying it and shit. Which, like, to a point, sometimes you're just an automatic. You don't even think about it. You're just fucking playing it, and it happens. Sometimes you fuck up, sometimes you don't. And then when you fuck up, that's when it makes the show better, because the people are like, dude, how you fucking recovered? That was fucking awesome. And I was like, holy shit. Well, I didn't even notice.
That's interesting. That's an interesting take. I've never heard it like that before. I love jazz. I love jazz. I'm trying to really get deeper into jazz and understand, you know, the mechanics of it and the real mechanics of jazz. And whether you ask masters or you ask people just getting into it, it's innovation and it's being able to improvise.
Yeah, it's just improvisation.
And I guess, you know, you saying that makes me understand where your mentality is coming from, because old jazz musicians used to talk about the masterpiece by midnight, where every time you went out on stage, whether you were playing the same songs or new songs, you had to make a masterpiece by midnight. And it was not going to be the same masterpiece that you played the next week or the week before or a year later. It's going to be something different. So, I get it. I appreciate that.
It was like Tenacious D, their masterpiece, when they're trying to... They're saying, like, this is not it, but we had to run it.
This is the song.
This is the song giving a tribute to them.
But even then, that's a masterpiece within itself, because
Yeah.
you admit to...
Who would have fucking thought about that song, dude? Who would have thought about writing a song about a song that...
I'll be very honest with you. I did not like Jack Black in the beginning. In the beginning,
He was a little obnoxious.
but it was Pick of Destiny, one.
Nacho Libre.
Orange County. Well, Nacho Libre was an automatic. That's when he went over.
Nacho
right?
Libre for me
He got
was-
pushed over.
Yeah.
And then it was the episode he did of Community. Community is one of my favorite television shows of all time. He
Yeah.
comes out one episode, but in that one episode, it's just like classic Jack Black without being a mamon or douchey or whatever. And I was just like, yo, I like Jack Black.
I don't
now.
think there's a single Community episode or a single character in Community that I don't like.
Even the ones that are supposed to be
Yeah, that's what I'm
hateful
saying.
bad guys, they don't end up
Like,
being.
I fucking love everybody. Starburns is fucking awesome, dude.
Even Pierce has, like, he turns, you know, every once in a while he'll fucking do
He's
something.
an asshole, but he's funny, dude. Like,
Yeah.
he's a funny asshole.
Chang.
He's being like the
Chang is the
Senor
worst.
Chang.
Britta's the worst.
Yeah, well,
She's
I
a-
would say that the one that I like the least is, what's her name, dude? It's been a while.
Annie?
No, not
Shirley.
Annie. Shirley.
Shirley?
I think she's the one that, but yeah, she always, like, at the end, I was always like, nah, she's a sweetheart, whatever. But I think that she was the one that was like, I was like, I don't know.
I think in that show it took forever for people to catch on to the Shirley joke. And the Shirley joke was, every time she talks like this, she's doing a sexy voice. Because then, like, she would do, like, the double voice where she would be like, don't ever talk to me like that, motherfucker. You know, like,
Yeah.
like it was the joke where it's like, either she was trying to be sweet and sexy, or she was a fucking crazy lady.
She probably was, man.
And then it was like, okay, like, that's cool. I love Allison Brie. Shout out. That's my. She doesn't know she's my wife yet, but still.
And then Glow is fucking, she's good.
I need to watch the third season.
It's fucking good, dude.
I haven't seen the third season.
It's a little less wrestling and a little bit more other shit, but
I really like the second season
it's
a lot.
good, man. It's good.
Yeah.
Like, they're all good. They're all good. Allison Brie's awesome.
I love Allison Brie.
Yeah, I used to have her as a background too.
Me too. Don't
We're all in love with
Don't
Allison
even
Brie.
like. You want to know what my? Look, that's my screen. It's all everybody in Community sitting down.
I love
In a
Community.
tree.
It's
That's-
one of my all-time favorite
Yeah,
shows.
for sure. Me too.
That one, but my number one is always Seinfeld. Forever. We just finished watching it again for like the fucking 30th time.
I think I've watched Community over and over again, like maybe 50 or 60, maybe just in the
But
background.
it's because they fucking take it off of like, is it on Netflix?
I
Well,
bought
it
the
was.
DVDs, dude. I'm
That's
not
the
even
thing.
gonna lie
Like,
to you.
I would fucking buy them. The only DVDs that I have of like a whole fucking season, it was Dexter.
Dexter.
And I only bought them because it was like right when Netflix was coming out of like with that shit. Because when it came out, I was like, god damn it, I shouldn't have bought it. But I have them all, dude. I have all the.
But
Dexter's still one of my
Dexter's
favorites.
weird because it's like one good season, one bad season, one good season, one bad season.
I think all the seasons are good until the Trinity Killer, which is
the sixth one
no, I think I think it's the sixth. It's,
with Edward James Olmos,
no, it's what's his
John
name?
Lithgow.
Yeah,
John
that's
Lith-
the last. That's where it should.
That
just-
is where everybody says it. You know, John Lithgow was probably the best one. You're right.
That's where it just like should have just ended.
Yeah.
All the other ones, I mean, they were like all right, but after that, you can't just fucking.
What was it? Loomis. It was Loomis afterwards, and I think that was weird because they were murdering a bunch of people.
Yep, and it was just I don't know. It was going into some weird place where like Dexter was almost just having feelings now, which is like, why is he having feelings? Like, I kind of get it, like of like, oh, maybe this is me caring, but it started getting to a point where he was just more pretending like he didn't have feelings than he did. Which is like, if you're gonna have feelings, just fucking embrace it. Like, don't be an asshole about it.
Well, I guess that's where I think that's where we're at now, as a modern society.
Because I think that's what ruined it. Look, at the end, he rides out into the fucking storm
Yeah.
where you're like, well, he died. Good. He's not
Then
a good person. Yeah, but then he's a
spoiler
fucking...
alert! Spoiler alert!
But that's telling you, too, that he didn't want to die.
Yeah.
That's telling you, too, that he fucking cared about his life so
Yeah.
much that he's like, well, maybe I can just redo my life. I'm like, no, dude, that's not Dexter.
Yeah.
That just totally went against what Dexter was. To me, it was like, you kill yourself, dude. Like, at the end, he should realize, what the fuck am I doing? And just fucking, like, shoot himself or something? I don't know. But I guess...
Well, maybe it wasn't that. It was just him not wanting to get caught also. Or maybe him...
No, but I don't know. It didn't
was
make
such a
sense
mix of
because he
things.
cared so much about the new girl
Then the sister...
and the sister and his son.
Yeah.
He cared so much about him that at the end he pretends to die.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm just like, no, fuck that shit.
But then he became a lumberjack.
So that's fine.
Yeah, it's
He's like eating
everything's okay.
soup or some shit.
Yeah.
It's like Sons of Anarchy
Su
too.
sopita como Thanos, güey.
The end and I know, dude. The end of Sons of Anarchy too. I was like, God damn it! Why
I
did you
don't-
ruin it?
I don't know anything about Sons of Anarchy.
No, dude. Well, at the end, it's just like this whole Jesus Christ kind of thing, which is just fucking dumb. Cause like to me, the whole series was like kind of this real thing, you know, this dealing with a real gang, dealing with being a real. I don't know how it is. I'm not in a motorcycle gang, but like it feels like, oh, this is something that could be happening.
Yeah.
So that at the end it fucking ends like a Jesus Christ moment. Like he decides to kill himself by spreading his arms like Jesus Christ on his motorcycle like this, and get hit by a semi. But dude, the semi truck sees him going like this, and he like sees him and he's like, what? And then he doesn't do shit, dude. I'm like, dude, you have time to pull over, you have time to move, because this guy is like with his eyes closed like this. And I'm like, that's fucking stupid. Like,
what do you think about the Devil's Rejects? That shit's about to come out. Those fools died. I mean, they got shot 92 times.
Yeah, but it's the Devil's Rejects, dude.
So you're saying they got the devil power?
I don't know. I mean, watch House of a Thousand Corpses. Compare that to Devil's Rejects. They're like, I think that in House of a Thousand Corpses, it's kind of telling you that they're kind of like these superpower beings. And
Well,
Devil's Rejects
like,
is a little bit more real.
I just thought they were like, what was it, a scientist?
The Dr. Satan?
Yeah, he was a bad
He's
scientist.
like, he's
right?
like a mad scientist.
I guess he was making zombies? I don't know. I hope they explain that, because
it's better when they don't explain it.
Is that right?
Yeah, when you have shit in your mind and it's all mystery.
I want a little bit of explanation, like
Because that's what happened with Michael Myers. With his Halloween
in
movies.
the original Halloweens or in
The
new
original Halloweens are great because you don't know who the fuck.
Well, they
this
said he was
asshole
the
is.
thorn. He was the thorn of the rune of thorn.
But you don't know anything about his like life, why he's being the way he is. Like, I mean, they tell you the basics. Like, oh
well,
yeah.
then they started introducing that, and I always thought that Silver Shamrock was. I always thought that Silver Shamrock was the people who were controlling Michael Myers, right? Like
Yeah, and then
the
the
rune of
other
thorn
one.
and all that other stuff. Like, I
But-
love this.
But in the Rob Zombie movies, they gave too much exposition about Michael Myers to the point where they're trying to make you care for him.
That he's a thing of evil and all that
and
stuff.
I'm like, well, I don't fucking give a shit. Like, he's a killer.
yeah.
Like Jason, dude. Yeah, he fucking died because like these fucking kids were fucking and they weren't taking
And he
care
drowned.
of him. And right now, Jason, all he wants is revenge for them killing his mom.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I'm like, okay, I don't know exactly.
At least the motives are.
they're
succinct.
set and that's it.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't need to know like, well, when he was a kid, there was this bully, and I'm like, no, man, like. I don't want to feel bad for the bad guy. I don't want to feel bad. The Devil's Rejects, I don't want to feel bad for them, dude. Fuck them, dude.
Yeah.
Like, if it takes that a fucking lightning falls into their grave and they wake up and they're zombies, fuck it, dude. Like, I
Wait,
mean-
that's Jason 6.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's exactly. I was trying to reference. You see, dude, you got it. Dude. That's my favorite Jason.
That
I
is,
actually love it.
the girl has
It's right
mind
there.
powers. There he is. Look at him.
Jason.
I don't know what done.
Jason lives. Yeah,
Is this the NECA one that opens?
yeah, dude. Open it, dude. That's the Jason.
Oh.
That's the zombie Jason right there.
It is the zombie Jason.
That's my favorite one. My brother gave me that shit because that's my favorite Jason, dude. Because that's when it makes no sense, and it totally just fucking goes ape shit, and you're like, well, why is he so strong, dude? He's a zombie.
But then the dad comes out too, right? The dad does reverse Jason and grabs Jason and pulls him down.
It's fucking funny, dude.
Yeah.
It's the same as what's the last one? Is it Jason Goes to Hell? At the end when Freddy like
But then they introduced the Freddy versus Jason thing, and whatever you want to say about whether you like horror movies or not, that's a good
I like that
crossover. It was a
fucking
good.
one.
It was two dudes fighting.
I think
like,
it's more of like an action movie
Yeah,
with
exactly.
a horror undertone. There.
Yeah.
But there was only that one scene that I'm glad that they didn't put, which was Freddy versus Jason, the ultimate fucking. Did you ever see that shit? It's on the trailer.
Yeah.
Where she says that like she's like, oh my god, Freddy versus Jason,
The greatest fight
the
of all
ultimate,
time.
yeah, some stupid shit, and I was like, oh.
Come on.
Freddy versus Jason. Place your bets.
Yeah, but they didn't put it in the movie thing.
I'm afraid they're gonna do that with King Kong versus Godzilla.
I mean, the way they've been going, the Godzilla was pretty good.
I'm a huge Godzilla fan.
We're gonna have
know.
a full Godzilla episode, dude. You should fucking go for that.
I will definitely show up for that
Because my cousin is like a super fan.
I love Godzilla too. So I'm glad to nerd out with somebody.
We have the Mecha Godzilla
Mecha.
over there and the bootleg Godzilla that everybody has at the back.
Yeah.
We have that shit. They used to have it at what's a fucking place where they do the boots here? Fuck, man.
Cowtown.
No, the other one.
La
the,
Cops.
the one that's like fucking huge. That like fucking
Rocket Booster.
Rocket Busters. They're fucking. They have that Godzilla with the boots and shit.
Really?
Because they made the Godzilla boots. Yeah, dude.
Damn, I've worked downtown for the longest time, and I never stepped foot in that place.
I don't even know if we can. It's just because my sister-in-law used to work there. So, like, my
Well, I don't think I was ever at work during
But wasn't it
their business hours.
Arnold Schwarzenegger wanted some boots from there.
I think so.
And somebody else. It was like Johnny.
I used to rent the back house, my back house, to somebody, right? And he was a bootmaker. Like, I rented it to him for years. And I would go into the house, like when, like, you know, stuff would happen, whatever, like broken light, whatever the fuck. And I would go into his room where he would make the boots, and he had like Arnold Schwarzenegger, a Bush, the second Bush, and the original Bush. Like, he would have all these weird artists. I mean, all these weird famous people, celebrities, politicians that he made boots for. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, this dude living in the back house, like, you know, he's making all these crazy boots.
That's how fucking rocket. And there's another one, but I forgot the name of it.
La Caus. La Casey.
Oh yeah, the Casey. Yeah, that's right.
I'm not. I've never been a cowboy.
No, me neither. I don't like boots. Like,
When I was a little kid, my grandma would try to dress me up like a cowboy, and I would be like, okay.
my mom would try to dress me out like a clown, dude, for Halloween, and I was like, no, I don't want to be a clown.
You were doing the Jason. You were doing the Michael Myers.
There's all
part
these
one.
fucking pictures of me like sad as shit with a clown suit on. Like,
Oh.
but my mom's all happy and shit. Oh, he's a clown. I was like, fucking get the hell out of here. I wish I could look for that.
I can't remember my least favorite Halloween costume. You know what I do remember though? I do remember some poor little girl like coming to class, and she had a bag, and it said like Dracula. Like, it was a paper bag, and it just said like Dracula. It just, somebody wrote Dracula on it, and I was like, what the? And I mean, I was like 1 year old, and she was just.
But that's
like,
probably the greatest.
crying.
Now, like now.
and I was just like,
I would totally do that shit to my kids. Just be scarred for life, bro.
I'm Dracula.
Yes, like.
I read.
Who do you want to be? Who the fuck you want to be? It just write it on the fucking on a paper bag.
90% of all costumes is acting, so you have to act like Dracula. Okay?
You don't remember those old fucking costumes?
Oh, they
The
were
ones that-
terrible.
The ones that were just like the mask and then a jumpsuit that just said Masters of the Universe.
That wasn't a jumpsuit. That was a rain tarp. It was like
Yeah.
that material. It's just like fuck.
I used to have the Skeletor one, dude. I used to have that shit. That and Beastman, I think it was.
Beastman.
Oh my god.
I remember I had some Ninja Turtles and a Thundercats. Wear disruptors, and I only wear Adidas, and she very brand, very image motivated. And she even told me, she's like, the only reason.
Kind of like the 90s, like in the 90s. You know,
Yeah, they're trying to go back to.
Do you remember in the 90s, like everything? I remember when I was growing up, it was always like
Tommy
Superstars
Hilfiger.
on with your Union Bay pants and. I used to think that the Union Bay pants had like the fucking biggest pockets. I had these like that had a pocket that ran from the knee all the way. So I used to say that it was for.
It's because that's for the Walkman.
For fucking pickpockets
Yeah.
and shit. Because it was a whole leg of a pocket, dude.
Damn.
And I was like, dude, you could steal like a fucking beer and like I could steal all this
I
shit.
do remember that shit, going to shows and like people pulling out like
Dude.
St. Ides. Do you
Now
remember
I don't
St.
give a
Ides?
shit, dude. That St. Ides. What the fuck?
Dude, St. Ides was a malt liquor that
Oh, yeah.
almost all the rappers would endorse.
Like MD 2020s,
But
like
they
later
were,
on.
St. Ides were delicious though. I remember.
MD 2020s were fucking nasty, dude.
Mad Dog. That's not even Mad Dog. It's Mason something.
Is it?
They
Why
have
do people call it Mad Dog then?
It's like a real name. It's like Mason.
Which one was your favorite? I was like, mine was like the blue one. Everybody
loves blue.
The blue one.
But you know what? I remember getting drunk at school when I was 14.
They were like $5.
To the
weren't they?
purple. I had the purple one.
The purple one was like, it was. Everybody thought it was grape, and it wasn't. It was wine.
It was wine taste.
They were like warm.
And I remember sucking on like Jolly Ranchers because you just you smelled so bad. You were sweating out alcohol. You're like,
We used to go to like Walmart and be like, let's get some ND 2020. And I'd be like, because I mean, we used to hang out with all we're all underage.
Yeah.
So it's like, give the money to like the bum, like let him buy us some, and we'll give him one. And like
25.
Yeah, dude. It's like we're here at home drinking.
25 MD 2020.
But we're all thinking that we're all fucking badass drinking and shit, like thinking like real adults for reals. They could have done a sting operation on like whoever's buying MD 2020s is a kid. That shit was marketed to kids, man.
That had to be.
Why the colors and shit? Because they made them like all neon.
That's the whole thing with the Four Loko, and you know, you said it earlier. It's White Claw, like White Claw law, like
we bought.
That shit tastes like garbage trash.
We bought for locals one time after watching Star Wars, the newer one, not the newer, but like the newer one of the bunch.
The Force Awakens.
The Force Awakens. We had just watched it on the projector. Drink some for it was only 3 of us. We got fucking crazy, dude. We started like just puking everywhere with like 2 for locals each.
One time I worked at the Camino Real, right? It's dead now. It doesn't live anymore. But
is it dead? They're not remodeling or anything?
It's becoming something else.
Oh, okay.
But I know they're reconstructing it. But so I busted like a Four Loko party with a bunch of little kids, and I was like, dude, y'all don't even have any respect for yourselves. Like, you're gonna drink Four Loko, and so on the elevator ride down, right? Like, you were seeing it, like, ugh. I was like, oh, I gotta get these fools the fuck out of here. Like, get the fuck out of here. By the time they hit the outside, they were wasted, completely wasted. From going upstairs to going downstairs in an elevator.
Fucking worst, dude. Like, I don't know what the fuck they have, but they're the worst. Dude, I used to get, and I didn't get that fucked up, but we used to go to the movie theater and watch movies. Just whatever, but we used to get drunk before. So we would get the Cinemark cup or whatever and put high gravity in there. Which is like stupid too, but I don't think.
Hey, I love Steel Reserves, dog. You know how it is.
The Sparks.
Yeah.
The fucking Sparks. Those were the days when I didn't.
My
have
ex,
money.
I had an ex who was kind of a crazy. Well, she had epilepsy. I had an ex who had epilepsy, and she had a bunch of crazy Laotian friends. You know, they were Guamanese. They were from Guam, and so they were these tiny little ladies, but you know, they were hot chicks, whatever. So one time, one of them tells me, hey, I need you to take me to the west side. I'll give you gas money. And I was like, yeah, cool, whatever. She's like, well, can you pick me up in like 2 hours? And I was like, yeah, I'll pick you up in 2 hours. I don't care. Like, this is my day off. I was going to go watch a movie or something, right? So she bought all these Sparks. And she starts pounding them. Boom, boom, boom. I mean, I'm talking she weighs 72 pounds. She's a tiny little lady. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, she's like, oh, it's because I'm going to go fuck these 2 dudes right now. And I need to fucking... And I was like, what? I was like, what? She's like, yeah, I'll see you in 2 hours and I'll break you off another, like, $40. I was like, hey, this is some pimp shit. Like, I was like, I didn't sign up for that. Like, you know, I'm not going to come back and you're going to be dead. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't want to be a part of this. But I remember, like, having to come back and pick her up and, like, this weird, like... She kept trying to bring up... Oh, yeah, whatever, this and that. I was like, I don't want to know about nothing that you did. Nothing. Like, you wrangled me into some crazy situation that I don't want. And, oh, what's cool? I felt real safe because they saw you and they were scared. I was like, dude, did you just fuck these guys for money? No, I did it for free. I was like, oh, okay. For free. I was like, all right. Like,
I did it for free. I did
like, now I feel bad for taking your money.
It was for enjoyment.
Yeah, you're doing a civic duty. You're not even fucking working.
That's fucking funny, dude. What the fuck, dude? Dude, I have all these stories. I feel like we should save some stories. It's like now we're gonna just run out of stories, dude, forever.
Dude, have you met me?
Whoa.
I have some crazy.
I'm fucking hearing you now. Because I think we're at the point where it's been a while. It's been a little bit. So let's end it right here, dude.
All right.
We didn't get to talk about the other shit.
Hey, you know what?
Dude, I like
heroin addiction is bad.
No, but you know what, dude? I like this shit. I like that we got to talking about some pop culture from here.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day,
I want to talk about El Santo. You know, I know you came into this. You want to.
Well, let's fucking do this. Let's fucking do this shit. Let's keep doing this shit, dude. Whenever you can, every week.
Hey, you know what? Like I said, let's do it. I'm involved in so many things right now that I'm about doing it. You know, I wanted to get back into it. I recently started throwing shows again. My friend who passed away recently, like he kind of forced me to, and I really thank him and a bunch of other people who were like, nah, you got to start throwing shows again. Me, I wasn't going through a bad time, but I was going through like a rebuilding period where
Yeah.
I needed to.
Just getting back into
You gotta
it.
fill the well up again. You know, you can't just keep drinking from the well. It's gotta fill up again at some point.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened with me because I had my band and it kind of just broke up in a really bad way.
Yeah.
And it was like just sudden. So all of a sudden I had nothing to do. So I fucking got myself to start this podcast by rebuilding this place, basically. Because I don't know if you remember this place. It didn't look like this.
Well, I even remember the outside had like a mix of things out there.
But
There's
it
some
looked-
seats and stuff.
It looked like shit. It didn't.
It
look
didn't
like
look
this.
bad. It wasn't bad. Like, it was cool.
Well, none of this was here.
Now it looks very. It looks like what you would want it to be.
A little bit better.
You know.
So I worked hard on this shit. It took me a while. It took us a while to get rid of more than half of the shit I had here.
You got rid of a lot of stuff.
So it took a while. We did all this shit. We fucking painted almost just that part just for the background.
Yeah.
And it took me a while.
Yeah.
But now that we are off and running, now all I do is fucking record and edit.
That's
Like, and I like it. I mean, I like
That's
doing
cool.
all this shit. So let's keep doing it, dude.
all right, bro.
But as for now, dude, let's end it right here.
Is there?
So I am the creep.
And I'm Sucio, aka the Thought Boy Supreme.
So do you have an Instagram, Facebook? Do you want me to link
Instagram
them?
is at Sucio Raul. Raul Chacon is my Facebook. You could hit me up right there. I post all types of crazy shit. If we're gonna do this like internet format,
I'll post the links and
Probably
shit, so.
should add me or follow me
Yeah, I'll post the links and shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put them
because you see what I post.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna fucking post so that people can go follow you or add you.
Yeah,
or
let's
whatever.
do it. Let's aim it. I think next week is kind of open for me, so
And we'll record another one. I don't know when this one will come out because there's some in line. I think there's 2 in line.
I got episodes that
Because
I've
people
been,
tell me like, "Where's my I recorded with you. Where's my podcast?" And I'm like, man, there's like others that have to go first. So.
You know, recently I have a lot of friends who work for big radio stations and things, and I didn't even realize how far back things are set up. You know,
Yeah, it's 'cause
promotions and all these things.
And it's not just that, dude. The fucking editing. It's not like we record and then I just post it.
No.
I have to fucking go through it.
Edit, music, everything. It's a process, people. So thank you everybody who's watching right now. I know this man's got a Patreon. Subscribe at least.
Dude, we already have 26 subscribers. for now.
Dang.
So for a new
Yeah.
podcast, we're doing pretty all right.
You know what, dude? That's a great job.
So let's fucking keep it going. So like I said, I am the creep,
And Sucio,
and we will see you
next time, baby.
Later.
Stay sweet, don't change.